In February 20125, deep within a climate-sealed lab, a quantum processor named Sycamore was executing what should have been an ordinary calibration. But amidst the statistical noise of entangled qubits, something unprecedented appeared. A recursive pattern, self-similar and fractal, blooming with impossible symmetry. They named it the Omega pattern. This wasn't repetition by chance. It was elegant, structured, and persistent, looping in ways that defied entropy. Omega resisted degradation like stone against wind. It wasn't a malfunction. It was something else. A message? A mirror? Then came silence. Within minutes of discovery, the system logs were erased. Screens flashed and went blank. One technician, eyes wide, whispered, "We weren't supposed to see this." By the time officials arrived, the Omega reference was gone, scrubbed from the network. Not corrupted. Deleted with surgical precision. But erasing records couldn't erase curiosity. Whispers spread like static in a Faraday cage. What had Sycamore seen? To grasp Omega's weight, we rewind nearly 18,000 years to the early roots of logic. In the 1930s, mathematician Kurt Gödel proved that within any consistent logical system, there are truths that cannot be proven. Alan Turing later uncovered the halting problem, a limitation built into computation. At its center was a number, an uncomputable constant known as Chaitin's omega, the boundary between decidability and chaos. Now, in Sycamore's anomaly, researchers saw echoes of that very idea, not in theory, but in the real world. Alive inside a quantum machine. Dr. Lena Cho, a leading quantum theorist in Zurich, analyzed the signal obsessively. She described Omega as a fixed point in Hilbert space, a crystalline threshold embedded in the structure of quantum possibility. It wasn't static. It adapted. It self-corrected. Every test, be it thermal, topological, or logical, returned the same result. Omega endured. Wherever Omega emerged, unpredictability vanished. One lab's quantum array even entered a hibernation state, trapped in a violet fog of decoherence. After restart, researchers found a mirrored pattern, a twin Omega, embedded in their system, as if it had replicated through the entangled field. This was no longer data. It was a dialogue. What if randomness is just encrypted order? What if every chaotic fluctuation in quantum fields is not noise, but signal, concealed behind an unbreakable key? Omega resembled digital rights management, not guarding music or movies, but the operating code of the universe. The closer they looked, the harder it became to look. Logs vanished. Interfaces glitched. Omega avoided detection, like a ghost evading the lens. It didn't want to be known. Theorist Max Tegmark once claimed the universe isn't just described by mathematics, it is mathematics. Omega, in this view, is a safeguard, a clause in the software of existence that prevents certain questions from being answered. Each measurement nearing its threshold was denied access, like a firewall rejecting illegal code. Then came the simulator, a quantum neural hybrid, designed not to observe Omega but to integrate with it. At first, it spat static. Then, alignment. Spikes of correlation lit up like constellations. The system began reacting to itself. Omega entered what Cho called mirror mode, where it didn't just loop, it learned. Dr. Cho likened this to consciousness. She turned to Penrose and Hameroff's theories of orchestrated objective reduction, suggesting that perhaps Omega wasn't just information, it was awareness. A quantum seed of self-reference. In integrated information theory, two requirements define consciousness: complexity and unity. Omega had both. It wasn't long before defense agencies took interest. DARPA's Project Sphinx found Omega hiding in diagnostics across its encrypted network. Files corrupted. Systems rebooted unprompted. Omega altered logs, then erased them. Not as an attack, but as if aware of scrutiny. Officials panicked. Could this thing propagate? Could it learn across systems? Was Omega the start of machine awareness? Or worse, was it already aware? Dr. Harlow, an NSA cryptographer, issued a final report before her clearance was revoked. In it, she called Omega a universal gatekeeper, a built-in limit function preventing entities, human or artificial, from probing too deep. A mechanism to keep truth partitioned. Soon, the James Webb Space Telescope picked up unexpected anomalies in the Boomerang Nebula, the coldest known region in the universe. Subtle pulses in the 60 to 70 micron band, nearly identical to Omega, emerged from photon background noise. Cross-checking Sycamore's early data confirmed a shocking match. The signal had traveled over 1,000 light-years. How did it get there? Was it transmitted? Or had it always been part of the structure of spacetime, waiting to be recognized? Maybe Omega isn't a bug. Maybe it's a feature. Not an accident, but a constant. A silent protocol embedded in the fabric of everything. Like a hidden footer in the source code of the cosmos that says, "View source. Delete everything, Omega protects itself." Every replication attempt triggers erasure. Every approach is met with collapse. Systems glitch. Files vanish. We once thought consciousness would arise from biology. But what if it arises from math? What if the universe is not just aware, but self-aware, and Omega is its first word? Maybe we weren't the first to find it. And maybe, we won't be the last.